Hey everyone, this is Daniel from PhoneArena with the Samsung Star 3. It's an entry-level feature phone from Samsung, which is a direct heir of the Star 2 that was outed just about a year ago. Tapered back, shiny black plastic, faux chrome rims on the sides. It's a signature look of an entry-level Samsung phone. And we have a 3 megapixel camera on the back. The screen is 3-inch capacitive with lower resolution than on the Star 2, 240 but 320 pixels, making the interface look a bit grainy throughout. And the phone also aims for the sub $100 price point unlocked, so we shouldn't be too critical about its hardware and software. Still, the phone is very easy to handle, very compact handset. It's not as tall and not as wide as the Star 2 and is thinner due to the tapered back. Very easy to handle, and these power lock buttons and the volume rocker here on the sides are very easy to feel and press. Now let's have a look at what Samsung did with the Touchwiz feature phone interface on the Samsung Star 3. This Touchwiz version for feature phones actually resembles very much the smartphone Touchwiz version of Samsung. You have the dock here at the bottom with 3 shortcuts to your dialer, big numbers, very easy to press, and your contact list, which has smart search function, and also a shortcut to the main menu, which is paginated, as you can see. And we have a number of pre-installed applications which come pretty useful since you don't have an application store here. There's a file browser, calendar, you have alarms, the chat on service of Samsung itself, Twitter and Facebook applications, and you have a memo application as well as certain utilities like calendar, task manager, and you even have an FM radio since the phone supports this function. The keyboard is actually pretty usable, more usable than on a lot of other 3-inch handsets, so we've tried even 3.2-inch. Since the keys are so big, as you can see, they take about 3/4 of the screen, and for the actual text only 2 lines are left. The font used is pretty big, which eases reading, but as we said, the main gripe is that only a small amount of the text you're typing is actually seen when the keyboard is up. You can change it from this QWERTY keyboard to actual keypad, like that, but it doesn't make it easier to type since the keys on the QWERTY keyboard are big enough. You also have the arrow keys here. And basically, it's good for shooting a few quick text messages or emails. No long typing or anything like that will be done on the Samsung Star 3 anyway. The net front browser on the Samsung Star 3 struggles with heavier pages like our home site, often gives this warning page size too large. And as you can see, scrolling is pretty choppy. There's no pinch to zoom, double tap, etc. gestures we used to with more modern mobile browsers. Just basically scrolling or dragging the page around. So the browser is only good for basic browsing functions. The music player supports all the usual categorization like artists, albums, and playlists. Even some album art thrown here and there. And we have to say the loudspeaker is pretty loud, above average, although the sound is a bit tinny and crackling. The handset only supports MPEG-4 videos up to the screen's 320 by 240 resolution. As you can see, it also starts in portrait mode, and you have to manually turn it into landscape with this button here. The 3 megapixel camera has a pretty bare bone interface, only a couple of settings here for white balance, for example, or for a couple of basic effects like sepia, gray or negative. And the pictures themselves turned out actually pretty decent for the phones category, with a very accurate color representation. The gripes are that they turned out a bit murky and soft for our liking and lacking enough detail. Video capture is in QCIF definition, very low, so it's basically only useful for watching on the phone's display. Overall, we were satisfied with the Samsung Star 3. It lacks a bit in the interface, and the browser doesn't render heavier pages very well, but it has a very good call quality, which is the main thing you'll be buying this phone for anyway. It's compact, it's light, and above all, it's very, very cheap. The 3 megapixel camera on the back also takes fairly decent pictures for the phones category. It has competition in the face of LG's feature phones, for example, like last year's Cookie Fresh or Samsung's own Corby 2, and also Nokia's upcoming Asha family, like the Asha 201. With its QWERTY keyboard and jollier, more distinctive looks than of this here Samsung Star 3. But anyway, the phone is pretty decent for its sub 100 price point, especially appreciative is the voice quality. Overall, we would actually splurge a few tens more and buy an entry-level smartphone like the Galaxy Y, for example. But if you don't need that many apps, this phone could make a great entry-level handset and a backup phone, for example, for your kids. This was a video review of the Samsung Star 3 from PhoneArena. For more information about this and other handsets, you can visit us at phonearena.com. Thanks for watching.